This is a recording of the Logos web assignment. I'm going to walk you through it. Sorry I wasn't able to be there today, but hopefully this video can walk you through what you need to know. This will be published for you as well, so you can view it individually. And if there's any part that you don't understand or you need to go back over, just stop and rewind the video. So here we go. I'm going to log into Schoology, as some will say. I'm going to log in as my fake student, Mr. J Smart. Let's try that again. There we go. John Smart's logged in. And he is taking this class. He's been enrolled in this class. And we're going to jump down to the assignments and look at the Logos application practice. Let's see what that says. What do we need to do here? And let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit for you. You're going to be eventually uploading a Word document. I'm using Google Docs to do all this. If you want to start Word and copy paste things into Word, you're welcome to do that. But just to show you how I do most of my things from different computers, I use Google Docs. And let's just read through what we're going to do. We're going to be taking screenshots as we go. We're going to look at our profile in Logos after logging into Logos. And you should have that Logos login provided for you. So take time to grab that while we're looking through the tasks we're going to be performing. We're going to take a look at our profile. Going to do a little Bible reading demo. Going to look at some of the tools available. Some other tools regarding fact books and notes. And then I'm going to let you explore yourself some interesting things you might find in Logos. So along the way, we're going to learn how to do screenshots as well. Some of you are familiar with all this. Well, that just means it's easy for you. So I'm going to get ready to walk through this activity by first going to my Gmail account. Here's how I go to Gmail. You can go to Navigator, or I prefer just going right to mail.google.com. And then it sometimes will update the link, takes you to accounts.google.com, and I'm logging in to my Emmaus account using my fictitious student named John Smart. Here I click on John Smart, logging in with a password. I have it set to remember my password. That's only because I'm logged in on my personal laptop. If you are on anyone else's machine or logged in as student in the library and you're in a classroom, remember to use your own personal profile. If you're using your own personal profile, this is a little safer. If you want to be super safe, do not have, for special accounts like your bank account, do not have your browser remember passwords. And we'll talk about Password Manager. That's in that other assignment. So I'm logging in as J Smart. And I get J Smart's email as the first page. Lots of messages from different places that J Smart has been. I'm going to go to my Drive on Google in my Google Docs. To get to there, I could go to drive.google.com right now. Or if I want to be able to check my email, I'll often go to this little grid right here and go to Drive. Now I could just bring up a new tab and type in drive.google.com. And it takes me there as well. It remembers who I am because I'm logged in over here in this other tab. If I use a different browser, other than Firefox is what I'm using right now, see the little Firefox logo, then I can log in as a different person with that different browser, like my normal AT Manning. So I'm logged in Logos, in Schoology, and in my Emmaus email using the same browser. And now I'm going to organize my files here in my Google Drive. I have some folders here, lots of interesting folders. I'm going to create a new folder here for all my CS101 assignments for this semester. So to do that, I come up here to the plus and I click New Folder. This will create a folder in my drive here, and I'm going to give it the name CS101 FA23. I'm going to give it A because there's section 1 and 2, and I'm going to click Create. It creates the folder but doesn't put me in it. To go inside the folder, I can double click, and now anything I create with a new will be located in this folder. I can move things around, but it's better just to go to where I want it, and now I'm going to go create it. So I'm going to do New, and I'm going to create a new Google Doc. Remember, my plan is to download this document as a Microsoft Word document after I copy paste my various screenshots. And I'm going to give it a name right now. I'm going to call it Logos Web Assignment. And I might as well put my name in there. I'll put J Smart. And how about CS101 FA23, just so I know what it was for. Okay, so let's go now back to Schoology and get those instructions. And you know what? Why don't I just paste the instructions right inside this document as I work on it, rather than having to bob back and forth. And then whoever's reading my document will know what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to select the text of the instructions all the way down to the bottom here. Control C. Click on the tab for my Logos page and Control V. So now as I work through the steps, I can just copy paste the screenshots here. Okay, now I am not requiring MLA format, but it doesn't hurt to follow some sort of good formatting in my file, just so someone reading it knows what it's for. So I will put in John Smart CS101 Fall 2023 Logos Web Assignment. If I want to put a date here, I can do that. Can I insert today's date? Let's try insert. Is there insert? Oh, there's not insert date. Oh, I like that in Word. Let's see. No, there's not insert date. Well, I'll just put in the date. Today is August 29. When I'm recording this. Okay, now let's go through these activities, and we'll come to a screenshot. When we get our first screenshot, we'll go through the steps of getting a screenshot. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to get to my browser and log into app.logos.com. Now, it's a different account. It's not connected to my Emmaus email. I could use a whole different browser, or I could just start a new tab in this browser. And I'm going to go to app.logos.com. This is the shortcut to the web version of Logos. Now you could go to logos.com and then go to the web version. Let me show you how I could do that. Logos.com. I could log in here at logos.com. And one thing good about going to logos.com, when you are on your own laptop, if you haven't done this yet, you can actually go ahead after signing in. You can download Logos. Actually, you can download it and install it before actually signing in. But when you want to use it, it will make you sign in. But if you see that and want to download that, you could go ahead and have a copy of Logos to run on your PC, on your own PC. You can do this on your own profile in the computer lab as well. But it does take some time to download. But I'm not going to do that now, but that is something you can do to test the actual application called Logos. I'm going to use the online application because there is no downloading needed. I can run it from any computer, and I want to compare what's online to the actual app. So I can, and it does remember, it does synchronize between your app and the online, which I like that feature. So I'm going to go to the Use Online, and notice where Use Online takes us to. It takes us to that app.logos.com. So now you know why I can just go directly to app.logos.com. Now it remembers my logon, so I'm going to go ahead and log out here. So you'll see the full login procedure. And oh, wait a minute, I am not. It seems to think I'm not logged in, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. There we go. And let's see if I can sign as, I don't know if JSmart. Let's see if JSmart has an account. If it doesn't, if JSmart doesn't work, I'm going to have to use my own AT Manning. Do you think he does? No. I don't think they made an account for this fictitious student JSmart at Logos. And I'm going to click Don't Save. And if you want to be safe, you can click Never Save for specific accounts. I'm going to go ahead and log in as AT Manning, or A Manning, at ms.edu. Now my password, I am using a password management program, and I have it over in my other browser. I'm just going to go copy and paste it from there. See if it'll let me get it there. And we'll talk about password management in another lesson. Okay, so I'm getting my Logos password from there. And then I'm coming back to this browser. So I'm away on a different browser right now, copying and pasting my Logos password. And I thought I saved it. There it is. Okay, now I'm back here, and I'm signing in my A Manning. I don't ever even see that password. I don't even know what it is because my password manager is keeping it for me. Signing in. And since I have had previous activity, it does remember, I think, the last place I was. But let's walk through what Logos will do for us. I'm going to close a few things, turn off the interlinear Greek, and view the passage by just typing in the passage there. Now, if you don't see that, if you go to the home page, you see the dashboard. I'm not terribly impressed with the dashboard. I don't like just things all over the place, but it'll let you explore lots of things. I like to go to my library or just to my Bible to do my reading. So I'm going to click on Bible, and then I can put in a passage. But let's check back our instructions though. What we need to do, first of all, we need to, after logging in, I want to see my profile there. And let's see how I can find that. Let's see here. Upper right icon, selecting profile. So here's the instructions. Go to the upper right icon, select profile. Okay, go over here. There's my little icon there. No, that's not it. How about that guy? Is there a profile here? No, that's my browser profile. Let's try. Where is my icon? Did they move it? It looks like they've moved it. Or that? No, that's my. I think that's my browser login. Is that my Logos? Yeah, look at that. It's lower left now. Okay. And yes, I'm going to authorize to use my Logos account. So what I'm learning here is that Logos Bible establishes a profile at Faith Life. And there is my profile. So going to my profile from lower left profile, I'm going to have to update my instructions. And then viewing the profile takes me to faithlifeLogos.com. I agree to let it share, and there's my profile. Okay, so what do I want to do? It says now, take a snapshot of this page and put the browser name in the file name, replacing browser name with Chrome or Safari, etc. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take a snapshot and I'm going to place it right here once I'm done. So how am I going to get that snapshot? Well, let's go to the profile page. I'm going to do my favorite way of taking a snapshot is Control, Alt, and then print screen, PRT-SCR. Control, Alt, keys on the lower left, and then PRT-SCR on the upper, towards the upper right on my keyboard. PRT-SCR stands for print screen. I click that, it appears that nothing happens. But now if I go back to my document, my Google Doc that I'm working on, and I can do a Control V, there is the screenshot of that window. Control print screen gets a copy or takes a snapshot of my entire screen. Control Alt print screen takes a snapshot of the currently selected window. Very convenient. I don't have to do the snipping tool and go drag a picture. Control Alt print screen. So there is a picture of my browser or my profile viewed from Logos. Now, is your profile useful? Well, it shows you your profiles that you have. They actually create a Faith Life page for you. Let's see what that looks like. If I click on that, it will take me there. It takes me to my profile, and I believe others could see me at the Faith Life site. And it bugs me that it didn't open that in a new window. Oh, look at that. It makes me sign in if I go back. Let's go forward. Hopefully it takes me back to it takes me there. So I'll view my profile again. That does start a new window. And the URL for the about, there's what that URL is. Okay, back to our assignment. We have the profile pasted, and I'm going to go ahead and change this here since I'm right here with the instruction pasted. I'm going to call that Profile Firefox. Only to see if the Firefox profile has any radically different appearance than the profile when I view it from Chrome. Okay, now we would like to, let's fix the spelling I see there, spelling error. I'm looking for a particular passage, and I'm going to do the Bible reading tool on that passage. And then I'm going to highlight some text, and then take a snapshot, just to give you a little bit of a practice at using this tool for highlight. So I have chosen Galatians 5. And as I browse, I believe that, I guess that search term doesn't change. Remember, I can just type in here any passage in the Bible whatsoever, and it will take me there. So Galatians 5, GAL 5, enter. And then I can scroll up and down. If I don't need to see this extra window here, I can simply close that window, and I'm only reading the Bible, and I wish this would expand automatically for me. Let's see if I can grab. Oh, I thought that would expand out. Well, let's go ahead and highlight some text. I am viewing this as ESV. Let's go down and highlight some text here. Let's click this text, click and drag through some text. And I can choose copy the text, highlight it in a particular color, or other choices. I'm going to go and highlight it in green. And I'm going to highlight another passage in green. Fruit of the Spirit. And one more, let's see here. I like this one here, too. If you're led by a spirit, you are not under the law. Selecting, dragging through it, click and dragging through it, letting up gives you a choice of highlight. And I'm going to choose a different color now. Now, there are some people that hold a whole rule of what colors mean what when they highlight. Okay, I want a screenshot of this. I'm going to do the snipping tool this time by hitting my little Windows square logo with a X in it, the plus sign in it, and type in snipping. I don't think you're seeing this. And up pops my snipping tool. And since you're not seeing that, let me, I'll do this. I'll do the control print screen since you can't see me bring up my snipping tool on how it's being recorded. So I'm just going to make sure that that snipping tool doesn't get recorded. Let's do snipping tool. Oh, it is showing on. It looks like it is recording, or is it? No, it's not getting recorded. Okay, so I won't do the snipping tool. I'll do the Control Print Screen. Control Print Screen. And then go to my document and Control V after hitting Enter after that last line. And Control V. There's a screenshot of that text highlighted. Now, I'm curious now, while you're doing that, remember it's Control Print Screen and then Control V to paste it. I'm going to see, there should be a way for me to stretch this window out to fill this full screen here. Will that do it? Will that do it? You'd think I could stretch this across by grabbing or telling it one view. I'm not seeing any way to do that. That is interesting. Oh, had a problem here. It decided it wanted to run something else. Now, let's see if I close that. That closes off that passage. Close that, closes that passage. If I bring back the Bible, will it go back? No, it doesn't go back to full screen. And then I can go back to Galatians 5. I was expecting it to remember where it last was. So, let's see, layout. Let's try that layout. There we go. The layout lets me choose how many windows are showing. And I'm going to go with the one window layout. There we go. There, I learned something. So there's my highlighted text. Now, just to let you know, this highlighted text that you just used, remember, you're logged in, or I'm logged in as a user. It remembers everything I've done in highlighting my various Bible versions, even if I'm using the downloadable app, as long as I'm logged in. If I'm using the Logos website, the web version anywhere else, if I'm logged in, it remembers all my highlighting. Kind of a cool feature of this program. Of course, you're paying for the program, but there's so much in there for you. Okay, so I have that screenshot. I'm going to do another screenshot of this Control Print because I like this better. Control Alt Print Screen. Go back to my document. And I'm going to delete this screenshot with selecting it, gets highlighted, and I hit the delete key, and I'm going to Control V, paste that new screenshot in. There, I like that one better. Remember, I did that by finding the layouts. Okay, so that was just the Bible reading tool. Now we want to do the text comparison tool, and it's not on the left, on the top, it's on the left. So let's go back to my Logos and find my text comparison tool. Well, there's not a menus across the top, it's a menu on the left side here, and I'm going to choose Tools, and then that pops up, and there is my text comparison tool. Let's see what happens when I choose that tool. It allows me to choose or to look at a passage, and it's viewing that passage in multiple versions. And I'm going to try Control Plus, see if I can enlarge that text. There we go. So you can see a little better. So there's the text comparison tool. See how it shows up in a new tab. If I click back here, there's my Bible reading. Click back here, there's my text comparison tool. So if I'm done with the text comparison tool, I can close it. But what do I need to do with that text comparison tool? Let's see. Select text comparison, click on the version abbreviation just to the right of the reference, and see what it gives me. Okay, so let's see. Text comparison. Click here or click here. Let's see, do a control minus so I can see a few things. I can choose, there we go, the down arrow next to this listing of versions. I can choose which versions to compare. So let's suppose I'm tired of NASB 95. I just want to compare ESV and New Revised, and maybe pick one more. Let's compare to the how about the Darby translation? Now those show up in, if I click off of that, those show up as comparison for verse by verse through that passage. So instead of having 5 books on my table, comparing text by text, I can see the text one by one here. And after choosing some, I think I want a screenshot of this. Yep. 2 other versions display side by side, actually in parallel. And Control Alt print screen. Come back to the Logos assignment and Control V paste. Now while I'm over there, let's see, if I do layouts, does that give me a different layout in the text comparison? No, that just chooses what windows are showing up there. So I'll go back to the single window. There we go. Let's see, what does that give? Okay, that gives those verses. Oh, don't want to mark anything. That, oh, interlinear. Let's see what that does. Interesting way of viewing it. Or verses. You can choose which way you like to view it. I think it'd take me a while to get used to this viewing of the verses. But it's a very powerful study tool to be able to have multiple versions, comparing them as you read through a passage. You must study in depth. Okay, so that was text comparison. If I'm done with text comparison, I can just click the X. If I ever need it to come back, Tools, Text Comparison, and I can bring it back. And I believe it seems to remember the last setting. Let's just see that. If I choose interlinear and then close it and then come back to it, let's see if it remembers that choice. No, it doesn't. Okay, done with text comparison, closing it off. All right, now let's see what we have next. Factbook tools show interesting thing about any topic, and Corinth is what we want to look in our search bar. Yeah, I think I'm going to change that to Galatia because we're in the book of Galatians this time. Galatia. All right, let's try Galatia in the Factbook. Come back to Logos, Factbook, and let's put Galatia. I think it has autocomplete. Yeah, Galatia. There we go. And look at all the facts related to that. I'm going to go with the first one. And it gives me little facts about it. I can expand the key article. Scroll through various pieces of information about Galatia. And let's see what the assignment asks for. Scroll down through this information, take a snapshot. Okay, bring up that window again. There's my fact book. And let's see, I don't think I can minimize this menu. Let's do a control print screen. And then back to the assignment and paste the tools. Factbook. there I see Galatia in the search and some of the results of Galatia. So any topic in the Bible, you can look up the fact book about it. And when you're done, you can close the fact book. And now I'm back reading the Bible in that version. Now suppose I want to change the version that I'm reading. I think, not there. Here's where I could choose a passage. Let's see if I choose here. No, over here. That shows me what I will see along with that passage. Is this the version? Oh, that's the interlinear. I guess I'm at a loss as to how I chose what version of the Bible. I thought if I clicked on there, I could choose a different version. I know I can do it parallel. That doesn't do that for me. Sometimes it's just subtle places to click. Well, that'll be a challenge for me. How did I determine what version was being displayed? Let's see, if I choose another one, I think it will put it up in parallel. Oh, it's not choosing it. Let's try a different one. Maybe, oh, there. I hadn't downloaded that one, so it didn't switch to it. There we go. So that's how to switch to it, to a different version. Okay, so let's go back to English Standard Version. Okay. Okay, that's how to switch. All right, so right there, that lets you choose a different version. Okay, so back to our tools notes. Make a note anywhere in a text you're studying. To do it, you simply right-click on the verse and add a note. But then we want to go back and view our notes. So let's add at least three notes, and then we'll see our notes show up in the Open Tools notes. Okay. So let's just pick some of the good things here. Let's do fruit. Right-click, take a note, and my note right here. This verse makes me hungry. New note or enter. Let's see, that's it. And I think that does it. Let's see if I close this. Or do I have to click new note? No, that adds a new note. There we go. There's my note appearing now. And if I close my notes, I should see that there is a note attached to that. Oh, I thought I would get a little icon showing that there was a note attached to that. Let's add another note, gentleness. I double click the word this time, and I'm going to take a note, this little icon here. And gentleness, be gentle. A challenge for me. I'm gonna hit enter, and it looks like it doesn't make the note until I hit the new note. Okay, so that enters it. And there's the note now appearing. So there's two notes. Let's go back and add one more note. Let's see here. Keep in step with the Spirit. Let's see if I can add a note to that phrase, keep in step. There we go. Add note. How about future study? How to keep in step with the Spirit. That sounds like an interesting study. Now it shows here as a note added. So it looks like I actually don't have to type a new note here. Now let's just see if that is true. How do I view my notes? I can close my notes. How to view them? Come here to Notes, click, and there's my notes listed among my other notes. So to prove that I created these notes, and notice it is going in by ordering by date modified, I'm going to go ahead and do Control print screen. After I'm viewing my notes here. Remember, I can always come back, view notes in any passage I'm in. Just go into the passage here, click Notes, and it shows you the notes related to the current passages you're in. So it shows me what I highlighted. Oh, you know what? It looks like when I highlight it, it actually puts in the verse as a note as well as my comments as a note. That's interesting. Okay, so I have that screenshotted in with my notes. Oh no, I haven't done the screenshot yet. Control V now. There's my notes. Now it's up to you to search however you like for a feature that may be interesting to you. You get to choose the feature. There we go. Let's do one, and then I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to stop the recording after doing one and leave it to you to explore 3 new things on your own. So let's see here. I'd make some space for it, come over to Logos, do something I find interesting. Say I'm going to look at what's available in guided study, or what are other tools available. Since this is a long list, let's try the Sermon Builder. See what that's about. Okay, so looks like I can make a sermon, test sermon, some heading. No, how about keeping in step? And sermon info, let's see here. Let's just put study on the phrase keep in step with the Spirit. All right, so that's the start of a sermon. Now, it would be cool if with AI, I can just click, and I'd get my sermon. So, Sermon Builder. With some notes. It looks like it's up to you, and as I build things, it looks like it builds. Is it building a PowerPoint? No, that's maybe. Well, let's see what this does. Sermon notebook. Sermon info. All right, so here's where I can type some things in. It's making slides for me. I could create handouts. I could create questions for it. So I'm assuming here I can just start typing, and it's making different slides as I type. More insights, introduction. Oops. Of course, you always have to have a homily. Control Enter. No. How does it know to make a new slide? I'd have to learn a little bit. Maybe go watch a video about the Sermon Builder tool. But I'm going to take a screenshot of this, Control Alt print screen, and come back to my notes and paste. Now before I leave you, I'm going to pretend I'm done and I'm ready to submit what I have as my finished assignment. It looks like it wanted to start a new page break so that next picture could fit on a page. Suppose I have everything done. I've added a few comments about how great this tool is, make sure my name is in here. And now I'm ready to submit it as a document. I go to File, Download, and I can choose to download as Microsoft Word document. I would not download it as PDF unless you're done with it completely. If you want to lose the formatting in it, you can download as plain text. If you use other editor, we're going to eventually be using open document format is okay. But we'll go ahead and download it as Microsoft Word. It will ask you what name to give it. Notice it gives it the same name with a .docx. You get to decide where it's going in your documents folder. So I'm going to click on my documents folder, click on my cs101, and I don't have a cs101 FA23, so I'm going to create that right now as I'm getting ready to save this. My documents folder, new folder. Oh, and you're not seeing this part. So documents folder, new folder, cs101 FA23. And I'm going to save it. Let's see. Well, I'll go ahead and save it. So you're seeing my mouse move around, but because of what I'm recording, it's only recording that window. Because it starts a new window when I do the save. Well, you'll just have to believe me that when I went to File, Download, I was able then to browse to where a file was being saved. And that window that comes up, you do not see because it's a separate window. Okay, so any questions about this? Get as far as you can, help each other out, explore other features in Logos. You don't have to do a save inside of the browser, it's saving for you, but when you want a copy of it to then bring to Schoology, it's File Download. All right, we'll end right there. That is then following the instructions given here and pasted them into my Google Doc. Followed the instructions using Logos web version along the way and completed some tasks. And then you would just go to Submit Assignment and upload that document you submitted. All right, have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed this video.